the door. Common sense you can't find no more.
Hey, good afternoon. You're on the Robert Jeter Show. Blues in the news. I think I'll keep this as my theme song. Too much news. Yet I love it for some reason. I guess I'm a masochist or something.
I know well, we all need change, but it's your mind you must.
Yeah, we all need change. I guess that's why I'm doing it. Because I'm just one of those voices out there, a very, very, very minor voice that's trying to make some change for the good here, because the world's gone to hell, as we all know. And I just feel like I have to say something. And it's good for me. Psychologically, it's good for me because I have to get it off my shoulder. You know what I mean? It's therapeutic. That's how you pronounce it. So it's good for me if it's not good for you, but maybe it's good for you. Let's keep it that way. So I'm going to try to do this. This is sort of like an experiment. I'm going to try to come on every day, Monday through Thursday, for 15 minutes. That's it. Just 15 minutes. 15 minutes to give you my 2 cents. And we'll talk a little politics. I'll play a little music. And we'll see where it goes. Maybe I can build up a little fan base. Because I got no fan base now, it seems like. I mean, I got a little bit. But anyway, like I say, I have to speak my mind. I think that's the problem with the country right now. A lot of people are afraid to speak their mind because there's so much censorship. There's so much evil out there. I hate to use the word evil because it's used too freely sometimes. But, I mean, love is used too freely as well. Sometimes it loses its meaning, but the world is in a very dark place, and it's never been so dark for a long time, maybe since the Second World War. So anyway, if I can do something to help correct the situation by just spreading positive vibes, I'll do it. You know. In the meantime, we'll listen to some music.
Too much pain. How we got it seems insane, and I guess we're gonna need somebody with a master plan. Guess we're gonna need somebody to take us to the promised land.
Yeah, you can go on Bob Jeter. Look up Bob Jeter on Spotify, or Jeter and the Jets for some of my tunes. But I do have a BA in history, so I've always was interested in history. And that's why I spent a lot of time in Europe. My wife is French. I met her there. I mean, we lived in Europe, maybe 8 years or more. So I've been around the block a couple of times. That doesn't mean I know everything. Far from it. I know nothing, really. But I try to make sense of what's going on. I mean, it's cosmic. It's biblical. It's so fantastic in a bad way to see how things are turned upside down. I don't know. Well, I know exactly how we got here. Not exactly, but most people with any sense, with any reason, realize what's happened. And the problem is those people with reason are not being allowed to speak often. I mean, look what happened to Tucker Carlson because he was pushing the envelope. He was stepping on a lot of people's toes in the establishment. And, of course, they couldn't have that. I mean, even Schumer came out publicly and told Fox, you got to let that guy go. He's dangerous. He's dangerous to their cause. And what is their cause? I think it's just power. I mean, some of them are really dedicated to Marxist philosophy, communism, or the global world reset, or climate change, or something like that. But some of them, it just lacked the power. They got into a certain mindset, and they drank the Kool-Aid, and, they're all out for this kind of stuff, and they hate Trump. Oh, my gosh. Has any one politician ever in the history of this country been hated by a certain segment so much. But ironically, likewise, so many people love him. So it's a really love-hate relationship the American people have for Trump. And you say, what about 24? You know, in the next election, does Trump have a chance? I think he does. I mean, you know, there's also always a question of the voting system, how the voting process works. Is it really fair? I mean, of course, there was all kinds of questions about 2020, and some people say it was a lot of fraud, some people say it's not, and then you had the whole thing with Dominion suing Fox because a lot of the journalists were questioning, you know, the election and Dominion machines. Remember, what's the guy, My Pillow guy? I had a big TV broadcast about the whole deal, about how it was, you know, being tapped in by the Chinese, or whatever, by nefarious players. I mean, I don't know exactly what's up with Dominion. I mean, they have been known to play and be a part of certain elections in South America where the elections went. There was a lot of call out against them for fraud in Latin America. So I don't know. I mean, they have a lot of powerful lawyers. And that's the thing today, too. If you have the right lawyers, if you have a lot of money, you can have a lot of lawyers. And basically, that's the judicial system today. It's about money, power, and you know, influence. And real justice has gone out the window. I mentioned that on my last podcast. The whole notion that we really don't have any justice in the world anymore, that's a problem. That's a big problem, and it's going to cause us more pain. I mean, at the best, we got another year and a half of Sleepy Joe. He's going to run again, and a lot of Democrats say, well, you know, he's better than Trump, blah, 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 and they don't wake up. I mean, I think some Democrats are waking up. Some people are saying that they can't continue this way. But how many? I don't know. I know the market seems to be still good, fairly good, but then I know people in the market, in the stock market. My wife's in it professionally as a bond trader and portfolio manager, and you know they for sure think recession is on the way. I mean, I think we're already in recession by some parameters. I mean, I just came back from New York. I mean, now I'm in Atlanta. I mean, in New York, that's crazy, the prices, but it's always been high in New York, right? But with the inflation, it's just, I mean, that's why I left. I just can't afford it anymore up there. In Atlanta, you do have it, but I think, I mean, one thing about New York, not only did you have the taxes and the inflation, you have the crime, you have the dog poop and the marijuana and the violence, and now the mayor of New York, Adams, wants to focus on the food. He thinks that, you know, every restaurant should have a plant-based menu and to get away from meat. I mean, he's into this climate change agenda, which is totally asinine. I mean, if you did everything the Green New Deal people wanted you to do, Kerry and all his company, you wouldn't make that much difference. And no, it wouldn't make that much difference at all. It wouldn't affect the planet that much. And anyway, most of the pollution is not coming from us. We've done a lot to clean up our pollution here. It's coming from China and places like that. You know, third world countries. You know, it's all fraud. It's all fake. It's all bogus. We live in a bogus world. With that, we try to, you know, keep our head on our shoulders, and one way I do that is play a little music. Saved by My Radio. Here you go. Here's a little Jeter and the Jets tune.
I left that girl in front of the door. I knew she wouldn't see me anymore. Hurt so bad when she said you're not my kind. Yeah, I sped away driving and crying.
So if anybody's got any ideas, listen to this, got any ideas for my show, if they want me to play a certain type of music or play their music or give them a call out, whatever, I'm very friendly. Just text me, 404-388-0089. You can text me anytime, 404-388-0089. Again, this is Robert Jeter. You're on the Robert Jeter Show, News and the Blues.
My new mind power night at home with so many friends and family gone. I didn't know how to carry on. When I thought I would OD on pain, made a circle go and
So I don't want to stay on too long, only 15 minutes. Like I said, I got things to do. I'm a busy guy. I'm doing this pro bono, you know. But I did want to mention what's going on today in the news. The last couple of days, it looks like they're really coming down hard now on Hunter Biden. The son of the president. He had to show up in court because there's some child custody issue with a stripper he used to go around with. I mean, this guy's a winner. I mean, where did all the people with integrity go, when it comes to those who are ruling us? Biden and the family is a mafia, a very, very corrupt mafia. So maybe there is going to be eventually some justice somewhere, because it seems like it's really two-sided. If you're conservative, Republican, you believe in God, tradition, the Constitution, there's no justice. Can you believe that in this country, the U.S. of A.? There's no justice for people like that, who are conservative, who believe in the country, who believe in the family unit, who believe that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and believe in the Constitution, think the founding fathers were tremendous people, and like apple pie, all that. If you say that too loud on social media, they'll come after you, and they might even find a way to put you in prison. Like, they can indict a ham sandwich, right? The old saying goes, and that's why they indicted Trump and still after him. It's a crazy world, but maybe justice will suddenly appear right here in the US of A, and reasonable men can be reasonable again in public and get away with it. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Well, let's all pray and hope for a better day. Anyway, one more time, you're on the Robert Jeter Show, Blues in the News. Give me a text, give me a call, 404-388-0089. I'm going to try to keep this thing going, right, because you got to be consistent with anything you do, right? And I've been doing podcasts on and off for, 4 or 5 years, but I never really been consistent with it. So now, yes, I've been listening to Tate, Andrew Tate, the Romanian kickboxer. He was just in jail for 3 months. That's another story. But anyway, I listen to his podcast sometimes. He is a strong individual, and I can't disagree with a lot of what he says. And so, you got to stay positive. You got to be a fighter. You got to stay strong. And with that message, I'll see you next time. But I need some music on the way out, right? You got to have some music coming in, and you got to have some music going out. This is a little space music. Because things are getting cosmic, things are getting biblical, right? Anyway, Blues in the News. See you next time.
I've seen my horoscope